How do I get my laptop to turn on? Oh, there it is. Sweet. Good evening. Call to order the. This thing on? Good evening, and I'd like to call to order the Monday, February 13th, 2023 Architectural Review Board meeting. Quick roll call.
Larson, Orban,
Here.
Schneider,
Here.
Howlett,
Here.
Curran.
Here.
Great. Okay. First, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Minute approval. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? Any corrections or updates? Oh, I'm sorry. Jumping ahead of time. Is anyone here for citizens' time that does not have an item on the agenda? Seeing none, we will move to minute approval. Again, any suggested revisions or edits to the meeting minutes of November 16th, 2022?
I move to approve the minutes for January.
I'm sorry. January, right? I said the wrong date. Thank you.
I'm sorry. January 18th, 2023.
I get a second?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
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 None opposed. That motion will pass 401 with Susie Larson absent for the vote. Okay, agenda items. And again, I apologize for you having to wait. Thomas, you feel can you set it up for us?
Yep, I can introduce everything. So, about at the end of last year, the Exit Realty building was sold to Alexandra Zubowicz, and she opened up Thrive Medical Spa and Wellness. I said that in the correct order, right? Okay, perfect. So we had some residents that had gone through the architectural review board process before come to us saying, oh, the sign and business appeared. We got to make sure it goes through the channels. They were telling us that. I reached out to Alexandra. We've got all the permit applications, business licenses sent out, and now all we need is the sign approval to go through, and that's why we're here tonight. I can give you the opportunity to describe your business to the board, answer any other questions. Yeah, Mike's just there for you. So
I'm a general bariatric surgeon. I work at UVA Haymarket. This is a side gig unrelated to UVA, but it'll be a full surface med spa with Botox, injectables, office-based liposuction, different radio frequency laser skin tightening procedures that's primarily to help with post-bariatric surgery where there's a lot of excess skin and there's not a lot of options that are affordable for them. So that's why I had the idea to open this. Eventually, we're hoping to add on like IV therapy and some other women's wellness, just to really expand it to a whole general wellness clinic. The end. And sorry about the sign. I was told if it was the exact same dimensions in the exact same spot, I didn't need to go through approval, but I was clearly wrong. But.
to piggyback off of that, though, that's perfect, though, in terms of the dimensions were very easy to keep in line, and it makes the handoff pretty easy for my side of the approval and recommendation.
So generally, we cannot talk about the message. So if you had a sign that said "Eat at Joe's" or something like that, that's not something it's more of the aesthetics of it and the compatibility.
It's a beautiful sign.
It is. It's beautiful. But it's a small town, so everyone's you have high visibility, so everyone sees what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, apparently no one can see it, I was told. And
Really? Okay.
yeah, I need to get lights. I was like, okay, fine.
Okay. I did see the lights that are out there. You want to do indirect lighting as well?
We'll probably have to put a light like over the top of the sign
Okay.
because it doesn't light up. I mean, it's all solar lighting because there's no
Outlets out there?
outlets at all outside now.
I was going to offer to look at those options tonight, but I guess once you decide on that fixture, just let Thomas know and we can
Okay,
get you hooked up with the whatever fixture that you choose. So,
okay.
um,
How does,
sorry.
wait, what do you mean?
so generally we would look at the fixtures as well. If you had a general idea if you wanted to do for lighting, we would have just added it to the application tonight.
Oh, okay.
But since you're going to do something over the top, we would probably want to look at that one. Just as soon as you're ready, let us know. And we'll
Yeah,
get you-
I mean, it was just like off Amazon, like a solar thing that goes down instead of shoots up,
Okay.
but I can send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Hopefully
sorry.
you can't
Any
see it.
questions for the? No? So thank you for doing that. Obviously, on its face, why is the town making me go through this? But it is a process. We're happy to have you here.
No, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I'd always hoped that we would have more businesses associated with a hospital in town. So it's great that we have someone that's directly involved.
Yes. Except I'm not in any way affiliated with the hospital, and don't say that because it's a big conflict of interest. Like, I have to have this completely separate, but I understand, yes. The goal is to streamline patients, but if it's a private venture, UVA doesn't want any, you have to show that you're completely separate.
If you're a Hokie, that probably would be fine, but.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, bad joke. Anyway, great to have you here. And also the building too, the building's one of our contributing resources in the town. So it's been great that the building's been kept up as well. So we're great to have a new use in there. So really appreciate you.
Yeah, it was a lot of work to get it back in good condition.
Okay, conversation for another day.
Yes.
Well, we're glad
But
you're
hopefully it
here.
looks, hopefully it's good now. But we try to keep the aesthetics of the, original, modernize it some because it's a med spa, but, keep a lot of the aesthetics, kept the original flooring. So I think it looks good.
Great. All we look at is the outside, nothing on the inside.
Oh, yeah. Well, I am going to be doing like some touch-up painting and stuff like that. Do I need to go through this channel again?
My thoughts are, if we have the basic framework for it, zoning wise and the main structure, can we add a condition to the approval and then administrative approval through that?
So generally, I'm sorry, I used to be the zoning administrator, so Thomas and I sort of go back and forth across the
Okay.
dots. I apologize. So if it's the same color, no. We have
Yeah,
you
all
don't
the
have-
same color,
You
just-
don't have to come back through, no.
Okay.
The palette, we have the pre-approved palette that sort of the zoning administrator's discretion, that, if it's one of those colors that are on there and it looks, looks compatible with what's around it, then yeah, you would have the ability to administratively approve that, so, cool. All right, I'm done rambling. Any other questions, comments? Okay, can we?
I do have one more quick question. Like temporary signs, like if we put up a grand opening sign or people are confused about where the parking is, so we may for a while have a, like parking around back sign. Do those all need to go through you guys first? Okay,
That's all administered, you just have to coordinate with Thomas.
just to make sure Thomas, okay.
Yep.
Just the general rules that they be kept up,
Yeah.
so. Okay, does anyone have a motion?
There is, yes. Let me pull it up really quick. Should be page 8 of the agenda.
Page
Yep,
eight
packet
at the
page 8,
bottom.
yep.
Okay.
I move the board approve the COA for ZP 2023-0213 as presented for the Thrive Medical Spa signage located on 15030 Washington Street.
Is there a second?
I can second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Nope, okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Votes 401. Susie Larson absent for the vote. That's it. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Again.
Thanks.
Thanks
We'll be in
for-
touch and let us know about what happens with the grand opening.
Yes, okay.
So, perfect. Thanks for coming in.
Right. My daughter used to be that small.
I know it goes fast.
How soon are you having another one?
March.
March? Congratulations. Okay. Sorry, Thomas. We
No
don't
worries. Let's see.
I know.
Next agenda item, sorry?
Oh, yeah, I guess we're moving to item 6, old business? Okay. Old business wise, this kind of covers old and new business, but Lidl's moved to March for their ARB review or coming back again. I've reached out to them about the comments you made in January, and so I'm waiting for their response as well. And I will let you know if anything changes prior to the ARB, the next meeting on that. I wanted to bring this up. Chairman Schneider and I talked about this a little bit prior to this meeting. We had another town government member come in and ask me about the historic overlay map. I was curious if Chairman Schneider could provide a little more context for me and the board about
Sure, that's fine.
the timeline on that.
So when we did an overhaul of the zoning ordinance several years ago, and then there was a second round of updates of the ordinance, and specifically there was updates to the historic overlay district, the text of the ordinance. And at the time, there was a consideration of shrinking the district. So when the town first created the district, it was right before Disney was being proposed. And so there was a sort of a scramble to get the town under an overlay so that they would have some ability to review architecture to make sure it didn't overwhelm the town. And they assumed that a lot of Disney folks would come in. And we did see a lot of speculation, people coming in and looking at properties and a lot of pretty substantial development programs. But anyway, so the entirety of the town was within the overlay district. Probably about 7 or 8 years ago, there was a suggestion that with all the HOAs having their own architecture review, that it seemed redundant and unnecessary to have duplicate reviews. And then more often than not, the HOAs were more stringent than what our regulations would be. And so the district shrunk to our corridors, like all along Washington Street, all along Jefferson Street, and some of those properties, 1 or 2 lots off that weren't part of an HOA. Also did our Route 15 corridor as well. And that, for some reason, when all the ordinance changes were being amended, it was decided to come back and advertise that map. Because when you change the zoning boundary like that, you would have to notify everybody in town that would be subject to it. So the 7 or 10 years ago, when they proposed to shrink it, the council declined to do that. The state code changed so that it's very restrictive or very prescriptive on how many buildings of historic significance are grouped together. You can't just sort of have the blanket. We couldn't include the entire town today if we were to start a district from scratch. It would only be limited to our corridors, so we did that. So anyway, there was an interest. ARB reviewed the revised district. The Planning Commission reviews the revised district boundary. And then, again, language was put in the ordinance that the map would be adopted. So the language of the ordinance was approved, but that the map would come back at a later date. So I guess, is Bob, or I'll say is Bob, is our PC liaison wanting to?
Yeah, basically on my end, we're figuring out, the town treasurer, Roberto, and I, we've gone over some budget items. We might have access to GIS capabilities in the next month or so. I can create I assume if I create the map, if it's done, then that would make the process a lot easier on our
the
end.
map's done. I think we did it in Word or PDF or something. Just got to find it. And then if you're able to translate that to the GIS map, that would be great.
Yeah. And do I take that to the board or the planning commission?
So I would take it, just because this is a new group and we've not all seen the map, I would bring it back and just have us take a look and see if we have any other updates or recommendations.
Okay.
And then ask Bob if he would like the commission to do the same,
Okay.
just to reaffirm that that's where everybody's mind's at. And then I think that the council would have to schedule a hearing, and then PC would schedule a hearing to amend the map, and then the council would also have a hearing to amend the map.
Okay. Sounds good.
Just, I think there was a question that Martin wanted us to mail. The mailing was the mailing the issue, Kim? Do you think that was the? Remember? Okay. Town attorney had some concern and just suggested we do it at a later date. So, okay, that's the long-winded story.
Yeah. That transitions into our new business though, where
Okay.
as I look into that, I can bring whatever map we find or create to the ARB for review. On solar, there was a miscommunication in what was needed on the permit applications in terms of signatures. They're moved to March as well. So we'll probably have a pretty busy March. based on what we end up finding out with the historic overlay, I may be bringing lighting from the Masonic Lodge Charitable Foundation parking lot to the ARB in March as well. They have a site plan submitted. COVID threw a wrench in their plans for paving parking lot and providing lighting for it, so we've picked back up on that, and that we might bring the lighting plan to the ARB next month.
Can you also check on the status of their landscape plan? They were supposed to do landscaping between them and the residential. Tobaccology was supposed to do a 25-foot wide landscape strip between them and the residence that's there.
I can look through the minutes. Do you happen to know off the top of your head which minutes it could be in?
Whatever year the site plan was approved, that's
Okay.
probably 4 or 5 years ago, so.
It's probably 2015, 2016 then. I'll look through that.
So you should be able to, I don't know if you guys ever do data mining, if you go onto our meeting page and you can search terms and you can pick up, like I was looking up the prior approvals on the firehouse, just hit firehouse and all the stuff will come up, so. Okay, anything else?
That's pretty much it, unless you want any updates, have any questions on the current developments in town, projects.
Anybody have any questions about? Any updates on the fairgrounds? Or, I'm sorry, I keep calling it the fairgrounds. That used to be the fairgrounds, it's now
Oh, Crossroads Village.
Crossroads
Okay.
Village.
Still, I'm still getting multi-tenant sign applications coming
Okay.
in, so working on approvals for those.
Okay,
Other than that, I think we're all aware of the lane changes on Washington Street, since we have to drive on it. But other than that, no major updates from Crossroads.
okay, looks like they're moving pretty quick.
They have the model homes, yeah.
Popeye's building's going up. Yeah.
Taco Bell's a little behind on their building. I think they have all the permits they need for the county now. I dealt with that on last Friday, so building should be commencing soon for Taco Bell.
Cool. And the Van Meter had finished up their last.
Yep, all occupancy permits have been given, waiting on the last few proffers from them. Actually, no, they were given to us last week, so
Nice.
everything's good with Van Meter, yes.
The only thing I wanted to bring up, well, I'll wait for town council updates, never mind. So, anything else?
Nothing from me.
Okay. Planning commission updates.
We haven't, this meeting was jumped ahead, so we haven't had a
You haven't
meeting.
met yet? Okay. Okay. Town council updates. Councilman Weir is the Republican, as you know, the Republican nominated candidate to run for Pete Kalen's seat, so that's on the 21st. So please get out and vote. If he were to be successful in getting that position, then we would appoint a temporary person to that position, and then we would have our own special election if that were the case too. So we'll give you guys a heads up depending upon the results of the 21st. The council also this month is going to be talking about the park building. There's some repairs that'll need to be done. So we got some estimates on what those repairs would look like, and I think we're going to revisit sort of the master plan. There was 4 or 5 components to the master plan. We've sort of moved the order around on those, and then we have the sidewalk obviously going through. So right now, the town's finishing up the town center site plan, probably move to get that funded and constructed. Then the park sidewalk is that going out to bid or already out to bid?
Still in the design phase. We're about
Okay.
45% through, complete with the design phase. That should end by the end of the summer, the design phase of it, and then construction will be taken care of after that.
And so we're going to look at some options for the park house. So, okay, I think that's, any other big updates from the town council? Nope.
We're good.
Cool, thank you. All I have, motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes unanimously, thank
right.
you. Everybody do okay?